Well, we start tonight in Delaware, where protesters spent the afternoon outside of Governor John Carney's office demanding the state do something about the conditions inside of their prisons. They claim Delaware prisons rank second highest nationally in terms of COVID-19 infections, and they want that to change. Joining us now live from Dover is 47 ABC's Taylor Lumpkin, who was at that protest. Taylor, what actions are these protesters calling for exactly?
Well, Julian, they have a number of concerns, but they were able to narrow it down to 4 changes they'd like to see. 1, they'd like to see proper medical treatment for these inmates, especially during the pandemic. 2, correctional officer accountability. 3, transparency. And finally, they'd like to see those inmates who are most susceptible and vulnerable to COVID to be released. Now, joining me live here is Heather Moore. She spearheaded today's event. Heather, thank you so much for being here with me today. Now, talk to me a little bit about why you decided to protest outside Governor John Carney's office today and what message you're really trying to give.
So we're outside Governor John Carney's office today because I already tried to go through Claire DeMatteis. She is the commissioner, and she dismissed my concerns and said that they were not valid. So we're here to have him hold her accountable, except there's one problem. He's not here, and no staff are either. So they are still running from their accountability.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk to me about those 4 demands. Why are they so important, and what would you like to see?
They're very important because 9 men have died recently from coronavirus, and if they were meeting those 4 demands that we listed, then those lives could have been avoided.
Absolutely. And then, you know, today we heard from a lot of people who have loved ones, family members inside these prisons. Why is it so important that we heard those stories and what their loved ones are experiencing?
It's important because the DOC makes a very pretty picture of what they believe is going on inside the prisons, but it's not true. So it's important to hear from people who were recently released and people who also hear from their loved ones on a daily basis, you know, stating these concerns and how they're still valid.
And lastly, we just saw you go up to the governor's office and you're trying to have someone open the door so you can give those demands, but of course no one answered. Are you going to continue to try and get your motives across and demand to be heard, even though they're not even opening the door right now?
Yeah, they need to hear my concerns, and I'm not going to stop until they hear my concerns.
Perfect. Well, Heather, thank you so much for joining me. And guys, I'll have more in the story coming up tonight at 10 and 11, so make sure you tune in then. For now, reporting live in Dover, I'm Taylor Lumpkin, 47 ABC. Guys.